Yo, 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 it's your man's Big Daddy Roughneck. You're tuned into the Gary BRUGMAN podcast. Prepare to be entertained.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Gary BRUGMAN podcast, episode number 35. 35 on a Monday morning. And we got some great stories for you today. We got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to let you hear some good music. So let's bounce off some guardrails and let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 35. 35, man. It just seems like yesterday I was trying to record episode 1 on my iPhone. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy little podcast. And remember, if y'all are listening on Apple or whatever platform you're listening to, please go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and a short review, because we're trying to get up on top of the charts, climb up that ratings ladder. And, we want to knock Joe Rogan out of number 1. We want to make him at least number 2. He can be number 2. We want to be number 1, man. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're climbing up little by little. Only like 3,200 more rungs to go. We're good to go. Every little bit counts, guys. And like I said, a 5-star rating, a little short review on every episode if you can. I mean, if you leave us 1, I'll be happy. But if you leave 1 on every episode that you like, that would be great. So, but we need to get up there, because it helps people when they search for the podcast. It helps us come up even quicker and stronger, and keeps us moving forward.
Get your message out, Mr. BRUGMAN.
That's
Getting your message out.
So real quick, want to thank a couple of the sponsors, starting with Maximum Altitude. Maximum Altitude, for all your custom truck accessories and off-road needs, call my brother Joey Max. Joey Max has been in business for 26 years in the San Antonio area, and he's got a shop and a showroom that'll completely floor you and blow your mind. It's beautiful. He's got everything you need in there. And he's a pioneer in custom trucks in South Texas. So go to MaximumAltitude.com or go to Maximum Altitude on Facebook and Instagram, or just call my brother Joey Max direct at 210-655-0184. And don't worry, your wife called. She said it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, she said it's okay. You got the credit card. You're the man of the house. It's your truck. Do it. GMR Gold. GMRGold.com and BullionBox.com. As I've said before, I've bought several pieces of silver from GMR Gold. I'm looking forward to buying some more soon. And they got a great website with all kinds of collection, the Chris Kyle collection, the daily specials, Mutiny medals, and the Bell collection. And if you want to get a subscription like I got, they got 5 different levels of for your budget. They got the $19, the $49, $125, $250, and $500, and you always get your money's worth in precious metals. And if you want to request information on how to secure your retirement with precious metals and an IRA, GMR Gold will help you with that too. Just call 877-795-9585, and Charlie or Tom, they'll go ahead and take great care of you. And that's GMRGold.com, BullionBox.com, and GMR Gold on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, we got Hero Soap Company. Hero Soap Company strives to pay homage to the values that our country was founded on by our forefathers. It's a veteran-owned company, and a portion of their sales is donated back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. And each bar of soap is made in Phoenix, Arizona, and all the ingredients for the soap and all the clothing are sourced from companies in the USA. So everything's made in the USA. And when you go there with your credit card and check out their scrubs and check out all their soaps and all the gear that they got, when you're getting ready to check out, use promo code HONOR1ST. It says right here, HONOR1ST. It's a promo code that they came up for the listeners of this podcast, and it'll get you 10% off every single order. So go to HeroSoapCompany.com or Hero Soap Company on Facebook and Instagram.
You mean that discount code will work every time somebody puts an order in? They don't just get to use it once?
Nope. Every time they place an order.
Every time they place that, people take advantage of that.
Yep. Every single time they place an order. And I mentioned before that the Gary BRUGMAN podcast is now very proud to have been picked up by Heroes Media Group. We're part of the Heroes Media Group Network, and check out their articles and other podcasts on heroesmediagroup.com. And you can find us there. You can find us there as well. Listen to us there. Listen to us on Apple, Google, Spotify, or you can go to my website, www.garybrugman.com, and you can listen to us there, and you can watch us there, because these episodes that we're test running now on video are going to be up there too.
Hey, anywhere you get your podcast dealer from, okay? Whoever your podcast dealer is, go use them and look up Gary.
There you go. So I want to dedicate this podcast to a friend of mine. She just recently passed, and I gotta tell you, I grew up with this lady. She's an awesome friend of mine. Me and her have toured the world. We've been cross country so many times, and her name is Sally Cato. Sally Cato. She was an icon in the New York City rock and roll scene back in the 80s and 90s. And she just recently passed of cancer. And my heart's been broken. I couldn't talk about it because I spoke with her husband, and not all the next of kin have been notified. And the word was getting out on Facebook kind of quick. And that's how I found out. And he was all upset because now her family had been notified. But she was, like I said, she was an icon in the New York City rock and roll scene. And she's pretty amazing. And this episode is dedicated to her.
It's a curse of the devil. The luck is nobody can stay out of trouble. You're gonna eat more if you stay out of sight. You know out of your mind. I'm in love, I'm in pain, I'm in trouble again. I got a big black mouth that forgets my name. If you wanna get to heaven, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta go to hell. They say it's a sin that a taste for danger gets under your skin. They got to New York City. I'm not surprised. Give me blood, give me crime, give me whiskey and wine. Well, I'll take Manhattan and I'll feed your spine. If you want to get to heaven, if you want to get to heaven, you gotta go to hell. 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 If you don't know how to save you, so you better learn to rock and roll. So get up on your goddamn knees, you gotta go
Here we go. You know, I wasn't going to play the whole song, brother. But once I started playing, I was like, dude, this is my girl Sally. You know, this is my girl Sally. And like I said, she was a big influence on my life. I've known her since I was an early teenager. My cousin was a bass player of that band. My cousin Fernando, that I'm always talking about on this podcast. He was in the Psycho Sluts from Hell. He was in Michael Monroe. He was in a whole bunch of other bands. That was him on the album. And so we toured. You know, I was their roadie. I was a tour manager. I went across the country with him, and like I said, she was a New York City icon, and she's recently passed. So this episode is dedicated to her. Sally, I love you and I miss you.
Amen.
Yeah, and like I said, I talked to her all the time, and I didn't know what was happening. Last time I talked to her was probably in January or February.
Okay.
You know, but her husband said it came on quick, and next thing you know, she was gone. So, but anyway, New York City rock and roll.
Yeah, old school New York City rock and roll. Hell yeah.
Right. So
Them blues riffs. I love them blues riffs, man.
So you were saying you had some weather out by you today.
Maron and me. Yeah, weather like I ain't used to up north.
No,
That wind is a hell of a thing. Look
Yeah.
like the apocalypse.
That's what was happening, huh? You know, I just came back from Oklahoma today, and I was up there for an event raising some money for a little girl, McKenna, that was born with half a heart. You know,
I was checking out your social media. I was following along, man. Looked like a hell of an event.
Yep. It was pretty awesome, man. The Iron Pigs showed up from all over the country, and then some other clubs showed up. You know, Christian Bikers Association, and some.
Was that an official vest she had on?
It's an official supporter vest.
Okay, but it still got the colors on it, right?
Yeah. It's got a little supporter patch on it. Yeah.
Okay, that was great, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. So she loves it, and then Tulsa County made her an honorary deputy. So she's a deputy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they made her an honorary deputy. So, and she was really cool, man. It's the 6th year in a row that they've done it, and they've raised quite a bit of money, and it's really awesome. She's been waiting on a transplant for a while.
Okay.
But, and I saw a lot of brothers that I hadn't seen in so long, man. And it's funny because I rode up there on Friday night. I stopped and I saw Dave Benton Boone on my way up, and Tank from Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, and my brother Eddie Ronji. And my brother Eddie Ronji that owns Gall Firearms out there, they were teaching a class, so I stopped and said hello. And then I rode on up, and a bunch of Iron Pigs was hanging out outside the place. And I walked up and I said hello. So saw a bunch of my friends, and then this guy that I hadn't seen in over 12 years, man, Daddy-O. Me and Daddy-O go way back, man. He's an old Denver cop. And he walks out, and I'll post a picture of him on my website by tomorrow. And he walks out, and I'm talking to somebody, and I see Daddy-O, and he sees me, and we just stop and we stare at each other from like 15 feet away. And he just walks on over to me, and he's looking at me, looks at one side of my face, looks at the other side of my face, and he's like, damn, you got old. And the motherfucker's like 70 something years old. Dude, his hair's all white. I got old.
Yeah.
Dude, but I hugged him and I kissed him, and man, I hadn't seen that made my whole trip was seeing him. And yeah, me and him ridden across the country a bunch of times, ridden all over Denver, Texas, everywhere, man. And we've partied hard back in the day.
Yeah. I hear you.
And it was good to see. I saw a bunch of other people I hadn't seen in a long time. I had some friends of mine that came out from Florida, Georgia, hung out with a bunch of Minnesota cops from St. Paul that were just outside the precinct in Minneapolis where that happened. You know, and they're pissed. They're like, dude, it's bullshit what's happening up by us. But their city, St. Paul, is standing firm. You know,
Right.
Yeah, I was out there with my brother, you know, Road Gator and stuff, and he's the president of that chapter up there. So yeah, man, it was pretty crazy. It was a good time. And then I came back down and I saw Boone and Eddie again today, and they were doing that first responder class. So it was pretty good. And you got to talk to Tank today.
I did, man. I did. Yeah, that dude, I'm telling you, I've been following that guy for a long time. I agree with 99.9% of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. I am right behind him.
Right. Well, we were talking because he wants to do a podcast. He's waiting on some equipment and some microphones and stuff, and he wants to do a podcast. So me and him are probably going to work on that if he's into it, and that'll be a good one too.
Yeah.
Did you know he's Cuban?
He's a character. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Cuban.
Oh yeah.
So
he's got an amazing story. He knows all about communism, man.
Yep. Oh yeah. He came from Cuba. He told me the whole story today, Friday.
Yeah.
His dad used to teach him how to swim. You know, teach him how to swim. They used to try to swim to Guantanamo Bay and swim in the Straits. And yeah, he came out here when he was a young kid. But he was communism.
As you say, he's a crayon eater.
Yep.
He's a Marine.
Crayon muncher. Yep.
Crayon muncher. Okay. All right. See, Tank. See how it is with him.
hey, a few crayon jokes went out today.
I'm sure you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you. Hey, do you want to talk about it?
Talk about what?
Talk about this blue.
No, why are you bringing that up again?
Because my wife has
because you're embarrassed.
Crushing me.
Put the pen down.
If anybody saw your video that you posted, because you got a YouTube video up now. Now you have 2 YouTube videos, don't you?
Not yet. Now I got 2. Yeah, this one will be a second episode. But now I like the way that you're holding up the pen nice and clear so everybody can see it now.
Clear.
Because when you were holding it up like this on the last episode, it looked like you were playing with a big blue dildo.
I'm looking like Cheney over here.
And it's funny because your wife texts me that picture, says, "Why does it look like TJ's playing with a big blue dildo?" And I laughed out loud because I was like, when I saw it, I was like, "Why is TJ got a blue dildo in his hands?"
She's been killing
but I saw it was a pen, so I didn't say nothing. But I thought the same shit when I saw it.
You gotta imagine my wife and I, we get along great, man, and she, you know, we like to knock it around a little bit, but she caught me off guard with this pen right here.
No, that's not that.
Pen.
Hold it the other way. Hold it the other way.
This way.
No, like, just like you're doing, just like you were showing, like there you go, yeah, with the little pee hole in the front. Look at that. See, that's exactly it. It looks like a big blue dodo.
I'm done with it.
And I may or may not know some people that have a big blue dildo too, which is why it crossed my mind.
Oh, you know a few Smurfs?
I might. Oh man.
That was great though. That was great. You and my wife had a bonding experience at my expense.
We did. We totally did. And then
and let's never mind the other picture.
Which one is
this one? That picture's never been released before in 4 years.
Look at world. It's on the internet now, bitch.
anything to get your message out, Gary. You see how far I'll go?
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of people that listen to this podcast that can't actually see the picture. But if you send me a DM on my Instagram,
no, we need the views on YouTube now. Come
that's
on,
right. That's
go.
right. You're gonna
Run
have to
it
put
up.
it. You know what? He's got a point. We need the views on YouTube. So go to my YouTube channel, and you'll find it there, the Gary Brugman podcast. You're gonna have to watch his video to see that picture. It's so great.
Moving on.
You'd have been better off wearing a Speedo, brother.
Let's talk about the other thing that we have going on with this whole pedicure. Have you talked to Gil?
You know what? I was supposed to talk to him by tonight, and you know what? Coming back from Oklahoma, I didn't. But we will have that conversation coming up.
Well, he should have reached out to you if he got it done.
Oh, I haven't heard if he had done. I've had a busy weekend, and I've been out of pocket since Friday, and then I've got another busy weekend coming up, dude. Because you know I'm moving on Tuesday. Tomorrow's my last day in this studio north here, and I'm heading back south to San Antonio, and I'm going to set up a nice studio in my house right there, and podcast is going to get a whole lot better, people. But I have a busy few days, man. So, you know, if for any reason episode 36 is late, don't blame me. It's TJ's fault.
Always.
I'm
the whipping post.
But no, we'll get it. We'll get it out on time. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that new studio and being able to do this in my own home, man. You know, because I'm looking
forward to the new microphone I'm gonna get, and not the one from you, the one my wife said she was gonna buy me, because you know that's how we had to work it out. Now, you know, she's like, Gary looks good, professional, at the mic on the boom. You know, she wants.
Gary looks good.
She wants me to be right up there. Yeah, Gary was looking all right. You know, hey ladies, check him out. You could see his friendly face. I got to face only one woman to love. Not even my mother. It's my wife.
Yeah. Bless her soul.
I thought it was hard.
Bless her heart.
Who's the southerner here? Oh, over here. Who's the southerner?
Well, right now,
I knew the phrase.
Because I'm way south than you.
Oh, I don't know. I'm close to the 33rd parallel. Where are you?
Dude, just because you're in South Carolina doesn't mean you're more southern than me, okay? I'm in Texas. I'm in freaking Texas.
1 year in South Carolina is like 10 years in Texas, all right?
Oh, no, it's not. Well, yeah. No. Oh, no, it's not. You don't, believe me, dude, you ain't known hot till you get here to Texas.
Okay. I know hot now, man.
You don't know, you do not. You know, humid now. You know, humid.
No. The difference, I try to explain this to my friends from the north, that when it's like 60 degrees here, you can still go out in a tank top. You know, the sun is much more stronger down here. Where 60 degrees up there, you're putting a hoodie on.
Right. No, and I get it. But when South Carolina was one of them, because I lived there for 7 months going through the Border Patrol Academy. South Carolina is one of those.
So if this ain't hot, where do you live? Hades?
Oh, yeah. Dude, Glenn Beck came to Texas one time, and when he opened up his show, he goes, "Hello, Texas." He goes, I got off the plane here, and I got got transported to my hotel, and I was walking down the street to my hotel, and it was so hot. He goes, it's like hell. It's like hell. Dude, it gets so hot down here that I have no desire to go for a motorcycle ride, because when you're riding your bike, it's like somebody's got a hot blow dryer in their face.
Does that make it? Is there a lot more action now out when the sun is going down and after sunset?
Yeah, no, dude. Let me tell you,
the things come alive.
Sometimes of the year, there's a 40-degree difference between morning, midday, and evening. It could be
That's how big the swing is.
It could be 65, 70 degrees in the morning, and then during the day it'll be 100 and freaking 10, and then by nighttime it will cool down to 70. Dude, but
that's when everybody comes out of that.
But in the heat of the summer, bro, because when I was a Border Patrol agent, we used to go work, and even still, you go outside at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it's 90 something degrees.
Right.
That's hot. for
That's
being
hot.
freaking midnight. And
Now imagine no AC. People live without AC.
oh no, not in Texas. We got
Oh,
AC.
here they
We
do.
got AC perfected down here.
No, there's people down here that don't have heat, don't have AC, they don't have windows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've
well,
driven through the neighborhoods in the back country and outside the Columbia.
well, then those people need to get
Wild,
jobs.
wild. Well, they got BMWs parked in the driveway.
Right, of course. Yeah, well, they need to get. You know what?
Another
Same thing.
story.
Same thing down here on the border, man. We used to try to figure out how the people that lived in a freaking cinder block house with the little crank freaking windows and stuff, and a whole, it's just a plat of dirt in the cinder block house and it's not even painted, but they have a Escalade, an Avalanche, and a freaking Mercedes in the freaking driveway. Wonder what they're up to.
Well, not even that, but like society demands you show off with your car or jewelry before you show off your house.
Right.
That show cribs ain't popular no more because people found out you could just rent the crib and say it's yours.
Right.
And that's what was happening. That guy Ja Rule got caught doing that.
Ja Rule, really?
Yeah. He rented a crib and said it was his and it wasn't.
Oh,
And
wow.
it came out years after the interview went through and everything. The truth came out.
Fucking Ja Rule.
Getting to the truth, Gary. What is it? When did society take a flip, or what timeline did I just enter where the truth is subservient to lies?
I don't know when it happened, and I don't know what the country's going through right now. I mean, I know what it's going through, but I don't know what the proper answer is, but it just seems like everybody just came out of the woodwork, and it seems like all of a sudden it's okay for everybody's lies to come into our truth. It's like they can come up and say, you know what, I'm offended at this, I'm offended at that, I don't like that you work for a living, I don't like that you earn money and support your family, and I'm going to tear your shit up, and you can't do anything about it because you've had this superiority complex, because you think you're better than me with your house. Dude, people work. And that's what they haven't come across yet, because everybody that they're calling out, everybody that they've gone downtowns and messed up the stores and stuff, but most people that really, really work hard are working or at home doing the right thing, because it's
right,
but society's just become angry, and
moralist, no morals.
Yeah. And if my brother Barry Morgenstein posted a picture of people that have been arrested, the mugshots of people, they all look like they crawled out of the basement. It's like when that riot happened for the proper reasons, they protested, and then they ended up rioting. That's not a reason, but they were protesting George Floyd, and then once shit got out of control up there and it started catching on, it's like all these little gamers came up and said, "Oh, look, Call of Duty's for real. Let's go out and do this," and they're out there doing all this bullshit. But like I've told you before, that's because they haven't come down the street where there's a bunch of patriots there protecting their families and put a bunch of them down yet. Because once they put a bunch of them down, I guarantee you that shit's gonna stop.
Now I like where you're going with this. I know you've been traveling, but there is video of homeowners in St. Louis who are outside their home because now the protests are moving in through residential areas. So this woman is out there protecting her property with a pistol while there's a crowd of people, flowing in, and her husband's out there with an AR-15, and they are an elderly couple, and they are exercising their right and warning these people, do not come on my property because I will shoot you. She's brandishing the weapon. He's brandishing the weapon. They are
Is this
pointing
happening now?
at the people. No, this happened earlier today or maybe yesterday.
Okay.
But this is what they're gonna meet when they come into residential areas.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like you were leading us into.
Now they're not talking about businesses. Now they're not talking about, places that are
Different
empty.
rules.
Oh yeah, they're not talking about, stores that are empty, that nobody's there, or that have insurance. Now they're talking about going into people's houses where their families are at. That's a whole different fucking ball game.
Right.
That's, you know what that means, right? It's almost time to play Patriots and Antifa.
I also saw a report that came out that these protesters and riots are teetering on the 90 percentile of all being Caucasian.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing, right? Black Lives Matter has been hijacked, right? The movement for what the people believe in, not the incorporated Black Lives Matter, like we agree, the words,
right,
has been hijacked by Antifa.
Exactly.
A bunch of
Well, it's like
misguided people.
I don't know what it is, but these kids, and I call them kids, even though they're like in their 20s and early 30s, these freaking kids
Right.
I don't know why they have this guilt, because none of them have ever owned a slave, and none of these people kicking and screaming for Black Lives Matter have ever been a slave. None of them have been on a plantation, but there's this feeling of guilt, that there's this guilt that they're like, like in Austin, they were washing their feet. They were. I mean, I don't understand. Who was
I get the whole washing the feet thing, the whole biblical sense of the, but that's what, like you said, I'm only gonna need the one person.
Right, exactly. And it's like like the black person's coming up and blaming the white people for what happened in the past. None of that's our fault. And somebody said to somebody else, I forgot who it was, that they said, you know what you are? You're a slave looking for a master, and I'm not your master. So go on. I mean, and dude, I just don't understand. We need to come together and love each other and love your fellow man, because what people don't realize, that on this planet, one another is all we've got.
That's exactly what they don't. The elite, the dark state, the whatever you want to call them, the 1%, they don't want to see harmony, divide and conquer, and everybody agrees to that. But yet, we still can't find love. We still can't gel together.
No, because they've hijacked the mentality now, and plus now these kids have actually gotten a taste of what it's like to be a rogue.
Right.
And let me tell you, brother. I mean, the 1977 blackout, the riots in New York City, and the looting, that changed my life. I was in the middle of that. I was a little kid standing in the middle of the street going, what the hell is happening here? And they were burning and looting and everything. And after that is when I started getting into gangs and getting into the street, because now I thought that's what it was about. So now they've got a taste of it, and now they don't know wrong from right, because I didn't know wrong from right growing up. When I was 12, 13 years old, I didn't know wrong from right, because that's what I saw. And it was a hard times in New York City, and we're in hard times in the freaking world right now. And these kids just think it's great to do. They're sending a message. But you know what? I understand the message. Black Lives Matter. I get it. You got a couple of bad cops. I get it. Okay. But you don't go around killing people. You don't go around destroying people's things, because you're going to get yourself killed. And this is shit people worked hard for. People just like them that came out of the fucking ghetto, they worked hard to get to where they're at. And now they're just tearing their shit apart. And I don't.
Everything they work for crumble. Blood, sweat, and tears put into a business, and it just crumbles and stops. And it's funny you say people are going to start dying, because somebody did die in Chaz. They had 3 people shot. There was a gunman who came in, started popping rounds. And then you got these clowns responding with AR-15s that don't even, they're just making themselves huge targets.
Yep.
You'd
And
be
I
a
get
dead
it.
person with a gun.
Yep, I get it. Hey, we gotta take a break. We shall return and continue this conversation. Time's flying today on the Gary Brugman podcast. Let me tell you.
We'll be right back after these words from Gary Brugman.
That's right. Hey, everybody. So, welcome back. I need to thank a couple of sponsors, and I want to thank very much. I want to thank ActiveCarryTech.com. It's ActiveCarryTEC, ActiveCarryTEC.com, or ActiveCarry on Instagram and Facebook. And Active Carry Technologies was developed for everyone. After several years of designing kits with state and federal agencies, they saw an opportunity to cover a couple of concepts that were being ignored. And one of those ideas was that everyone is capable of being a first responder. And they combined contents of different kits, and they came up with some great stuff. And if you go to their website, ActiveCarryTech.com, man, they got headgear, they got all kinds of IFACs, individual first aid kits. They've got tactical kits, all kinds of stuff, man. They got a video library on there. And I believe if you give them a call, they will actually design a kit for your purpose. So it's ACT, Active Carry Technologies, Active Carry Technologies, Active Carry Tech on the internet, TEC, and Active Carry on Instagram and Facebook. And I've got to thank Swifty, Eric Swifty, Swifty's Motorcycle Shop in Joshua, Texas. Swifty just completed my bike. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, Swifty just completed my bike, and I gave him my ideas. I told him what I wanted, and he just created everything that I wanted to do. And like I said, if you go to my website, GaryBrugman.com, www.GaryBrugman.com, there's pictures of my bike on there, and he just made my dream come true. So go to my webpage, GaryBrugman.com, and there's a whole list of sponsors down there. And of course, we got Old Patrol HQ. Old Patrol HQ. Man, if you really want to know what life in the Border Patrol is like and in the Old West and old cowboys, go to Old Patrol HQ on Instagram and Facebook, and you see some great memes and see some old stories, and there'll be a couple of shenanigans along the way, because there ain't no patrol like the Old Patrol. And let me tell you, if you go to oldpatrolhq.bigcartel.com and have your credit card ready, man, my brother Gil's got so much merchandise on there, all kinds of T-shirts and cups, and man, I want everything on there, and I'm working on it. All right, I'm working on it. I'm almost like 3/4 of the way done. But Old Patrol HQ, man, because there ain't no patrol like the Old Patrol. And not for nothing, a real Border Patrol agent gets pedicures. That's all I'm talking about. So, and once again, I want to thank everybody out there. I want to thank Heroes Soap Company, GMR Gold, Maximum Altitude, Heroes Media Group for picking us up and sponsoring us, Active Carry Technologies, Swifties, and Old Patrol HQ for all they do for us during the podcast. And it's just been a great time. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, what's all this? I paused everything. I was like, what are you doing? What is you?
Listen,
you muted yourself.
Yes, and you could not and I could not unmute myself because it wouldn't allow me, because you had to give me permission. And you were in the middle of doing your thing, and we have no hand signals. We need hand signals.
Okay. So don't unmute yourself. Just leave it.
But I was brewing coffee.
Why do you always have to ruin the podcast?
And people, if you think I ruined this podcast, please leave a comment down below in Mr. Brugman's social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube now. And Gary, promise me when you get done
Or Parlor.
recording.
We're on Parlor too.
And Parler. Oh wow, everybody's jumping to Parler. But
And
promise
Twitter.
me when you get done, when you get Twitter, when you get done with the podcast, leave the video going and let's give the people a little extra at the end on YouTube. What do you say?
You know what? I will do that from now on. But you freaking confused the hell out because I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like,
Everything's wrong
you
with
muted
me.
yourself, so I figured I'm like, dude, just talk. Just
I
talk.
wanted to say Swifties so bad. Swifty!
Birthday. hey, do the old patrol.
Yo, there ain't no patrol like the old patrol.
That's damn straight right there, brother. That's damn straight. So anyway, getting back to what we were saying, man. What's going on with these freaking people is, one, it's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. And it makes me fucking sick. It makes me sick to my
Don't
fucking
be so
stomach.
blunt. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm telling you how I really feel. It makes me fucking sick to my fucking stomach when these fucking pukes go out there and do what they're doing and then think that they're actually trying to help a cause, because they're not. And you know they're not, and they know they're not. They're all full of fucking shit. All right? They're all full of fucking shit, and they're thinking it's the purge, that they can go out and do whatever they want now. And then this black leader of Antifa saying that if the government doesn't surrender, they're gonna. Oh no, you're not.
Burn it down. They're gonna
Oh
burn
no,
the
you're not.
system
You ain't
down,
burning
right?
a motherfucker. All right, you ain't burning shit.
How
Okay.
quick did the statues and everything stop from being defaced after Trump signed the presidential order saying that you're going to get 10 years?
Did it stop? I
Up
haven't
to
watched
10
it.
years. I haven't heard of anything getting damaged.
Right.
I've seen videos of guys trying to jump up on it, and then, park police or the city PD will come around the corner and they'll run like the little,
Bitches that they are.
tchotchkes
Say
that
it.
they
Like
are.
little fucking bitches that they are.
Tchotchkes, bitches,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them. But here's a question.
Talk to me.
These women are getting themselves into situations, right?
What
And
women?
I'm going to say on both sides, on the patriot side and on the communism side, because that's what I'm calling it now. You have communists and you have patriots. You have American patriots and you have diseased, infested communists that are trying to make their way through this country. Now, women on both sides are getting caught up in the middle. Now, guys,
I don't know where you get coming with this. You're mute. Hold on, you're muted. I don't know why I can't hear you. You're not muted.
Hello?
There you go.
Did you mute me again?
I did not. You just stopped talking.
You saw me. I was doing my thing, and man, you told me the mute button was my button. I didn't know you were gonna get this hairy with it.
Hey, see, that's why I don't give you a button, because you don't even know how to work it. You don't know how to fucking work it. You can't even work a mute button. You want me to give you another fucking button?
So where I was going with this conversation was when one of these women wound up getting hit, knocked down. Now all of a sudden it's whoa, you hit a woman, but you're in the middle of chaos. That woman chose to be in the middle of that chaos. I mean, at that point, because gender equality now, does gender play a role in combat when you're dealing with circumstances like we are in?
No, not at all. When I was a border patrol,
warrior is a warrior.
When I was a border patrol agent, if a woman came up and racked her fist and punched me in the face while I was trying to arrest her, she was going to the ground just like everybody else.
Right.
She was going to the ground just like everybody else, and this whole thing that we got going on in the country of you being black, of you being white, of you being gay, of you being straight, of you being a Christian, you being an atheist, you being Republican, all that bullshit needs to fucking stop. Where all we have on this planet is one another. All right? It's all we have on this planet is one another, and we need to take care of each other. And these fucking punks need to see that, but they're not going to until they start getting their fucking asses kicked. America, right there. The red, white, and fucking blue. All right? The blood of our soldiers, right there. you know, and there you go. To Antifa, fuck your feelings. All right. We don't give
Don't get more blunt than that.
we don't give a shit about, you know, if you're offended by this and you're offended by that. Grow the fuck up. All right.
Get a job.
Grow the fuck up. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You know?
You know, it's amazing what's going on in Seattle, because now the police went to take back the East Precinct, and they tried to burn down the North and Central precincts. So as city workers were taking down the barricades and letting the cops come in and take the precinct back, they were trying to burn the other precincts. You see what we're dealing? See what we're dealing with now?
Yeah, that's an easy problem. Bringing the National
chain
Guard.
has got to come. The chain has got to come off. These people need to get punished.
Send in the National Guard.
Somebody got killed there.
Send in the National Guard. Put more cops on the fucking street and crush them.
Send in the National Guard.
Right? Crush them. And
that is your state National Guard. That's your state military.
Exactly.
That's not the federal or the U.S. military. That is your state National Guard. Yeah, they might look like soldiers, but those are people that live in your state.
That's Bob the pharmacist. That's the Harry the cable guy.
Let them know, Gary. Let them know. Let them know. People don't know that.
Those are your neighbors. Those are everybody in your state. Those are your state militia. That's what it is, basically. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're military members, but they're all of you. And if anybody's going to take care of your state, it's going to be the National Guard, because it's their state too. You know,
that's right. And they care what goes down in their own state.
You send in the army. You got people coming from all over. Then and it's a whole different story. You use your National Guard. Difference. That's a big difference right there.
You're still viewed as a person when the National Guard rolls in. Is when the army comes in. You're either
they're your neighbors.
Enemy combatant or friendly. You know,
because they're your neighbors.
National Guard's different. Yep, that's why. Like you said, Bob the pharmacist. You know, Joe the air conditioning guy.
Exactly.
All blue collar people, man. Blue collar people, right up the ladder.
Yep. I mean, look at Pete Hegseth. Look at Pete Hegseth, man, from Fox News. He's a major in the National Guard because he was Army.
It means that much to him.
Yeah, he was an Army Ranger, and now he's in the National Guard because he still wants to protect his community.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now the National Guard has all branches, right? The National Guard has an Air Force, an Army.
Well, they have the Air National Guard, and they have the Army National Guard.
And those are the only two.
Yeah, and some states have their own state guard. Like Texas has a Texas State Guard. You know.
Okay, and what's that entail? Like on the ladder.
It's a state militia. You know, I mean, it's
organized through the state.
Right, organized through the state. Right, whereas the National Guard, the governor has control over, but it's a federal, it's a federal agency because it's a National Guard, Army National Guard.
Funded, but federally funded.
Texas State Guard is kind of the same thing, but on his own. You know, it's his own guard. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, and then some places have Civil Air Patrol, and I mean, but there's so many things, man. But the thing is that that this bullshit with these people need to stop. Nobody's got the right to do that to another person, and like I said, I haven't watched the news lately, but if these fuckers think that they're gonna come running through residential areas, man, you know what? Guess what? There's not a lot of police in residential areas. You're gonna get a big surprise. You're gonna get a big surprise. You start going into residential areas.
Yeah, I know it's close to the 4th of July, but you're going to hear a lot of popping, and it ain't going to be fireworks.
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a lot of popping, and people, these freaking Antifa fucks will be calling 911. They're like, it's fireworks.
And now being somebody in the neighborhood who doesn't even want to be involved or associated with that, who lock themselves in their home, barricade themselves, have to worry about bullets being sprayed around because a lot of people don't have a lot of training when you get into residential areas.
Right.
It's always been in the closet just in case they need it,
Mm-hmm.
And now they're pulling it out and they're using it. And they're not conditioned to see what's past the target. Am I explaining it right?
Yeah, but you know what? If Antifa brings it out, then they they're gonna have to pay the price. But a lot of people, to your surprise, TJ, a lot of people actually have decent training when they own firearms. Not everybody may be, you know, top notch, but they know where they can shoot and where they can't. They know their rights.
Yeah, my buddies up north, man. They they make me laugh. They got
The
their
motherfuckers
bird shooting guns,
The motherfuckers
big
be throwing
old long
cannolis
barrel
at them and shit.
shotguns.
They be throwing cannolis at them
They're
and shit.
better off. They're better off.
Yeah,
Go out
right?
there with a wooden spoon.
Get the fuck out of here. Have a fucking matzo ball, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Why are you ruining my business?
That's it. You freaking wet with the big wooden spoon and fork that's on the wall.
That's right. I knew I was gonna need these. I had that growing up in my household. I absolutely had that. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So, dude, we're about running out of time, and I want to. I think I want to close this out with something else. So,
all right, what's up?
So I've got some good things lined up coming up in July. So so stay tuned. I don't want to give it away too quick, but you guys listening, if you want to if you want to donate to the podcast, send me a direct message. That way we can keep bringing you a better podcast. And give us a 5 stars. Give us a like on Facebook, and share our videos. Give us subscribe on YouTube, and it helps us climb, man. It helps us climb. And it's late in the morning. Huh?
Can I kick something in?
Go ahead.
Yo. Do your brother, Big Daddy Roughneck, a favor. Help me help Gary out. And since we're leading up to the 4th of July, let's start turning the heat up on the hashtag Pardon Gary Brugman, leading right up to 4th of July. 4th of July, I would love for it to start trending at some point, you know, in the top 100. I'd love to see.
Right.
So let's start burning it up every day. Take a picture of Gary's pictures that he has on social media, repost it everywhere you can, and use the hashtag Pardon Gary Brugman. Let's get this done for our brother.
I appreciate
That's all
that,
I want
man.
to say.
Throw the hashtag out there, and everything you do, I try to. And believe it or not, the hashtags actually work. Tweet the president, tweet your congressman, send emails. If anybody knows the janitor that empties the garbage in the Oval Office, hey, I'd like to meet him. You know.
Yep.
But I also want to give another shout out. I want to give a shout out to my brother Eddie Ranji in Kiefer, Oklahoma, owner of Gal Firearms. He had David Boone Benton out there in Tank, and my other brother David Romine also works out there at Gal Firearms. They're great people, man, excellent people. And if you're ever in that area, go check them out. So let me see if I can close this out with something really cool here. Y'all have heard it before. Here we go, and I like it. And this is my favorite, and it's what we're gonna roll with.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, held the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Amen. God bless America. God bless us all. Remember, we're all we have. One another. We're all we have, brother. So,
More love, less hate.
and that's it. And that's it, man. And you know what? Stay in the fight. Never surrender. Stay the course. Stay vigilant. Take care of each other. Peace.